All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Made in Abyss, Season 2, Episode 2. A new place, a new adventure, and
new cast of characters.
Yeah.
That are from the past. And very, very curious kind of tie-ins with the world outside the Abyss. To then setting up things that we maybe have come to just accept as... well, you know, just old times of the Abyss and people that have been there for a long time. But it's the, wait a minute.
Those people came from somewhere. What was their story?
Yeah, what if the White Whistles are now getting backstories through the concurrent storyline going in parallel with Riko and Nanachi and, you know, Prushka and Menya going into the sixth layer. That's just Made in Abyss for you, being peak as always, you know?
I don't think I will ever adjust to the Prushka's still with them things. Like I want to make a meme of like just an open can of Spam and it's like Made in Abyss with Prushka traveling with them. I don't know. I don't watch the show, you know? It's like...
Good meme. Good meme. I give you like 7 out of 10 for that.
Yeah.
Decent. Yeah.
Oh, but okay, suffering. Let's go.
I mean, right now, not much suffering. This is the wonder of discovery when you get to a new layer, and it's we don't know what the horrors of this layer are yet.
That's right, because you have to build yourself up to a high height so that way you can plummet down into the depths of despair.
Right. And in this world, you don't ascend to new heights.
No.
The show will metaphorically do that for you. So, you know, when you ascend really rapidly, then you experience the horror.
All of these characters are just in downward spirals.
Yeah. Throwing up has a whole new connotation to it of how awful it is. So, given that our party is here, they've just entered. They went through the little undersea submersible of sorts.
Right, an elevator that was actually a good experience.
Right, but they got access to because of Prushka. That's also very telling. And given that, you know, we might be in the place where only White Whistles basically, you know, go to, what kind of civilization, if any, would be down here? Because there would have to be some, which I'm guessing they're setting up with the prequel kind of characters here, are, you know, potentially going to have done things before rules like that would have been made, you know?
And yet, if they make it this far, you know, wouldn't they just be inclined to, like, keep going? Like, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Except, they might end up having this whole, like, oh, this place is actually gorgeous. There's lots of light here. It defies physics. There's water above us or something like that.
Yeah, however all that stuff works.
However all that works, why would we keep going when we've got a good thing here?
Yeah, because if we leave, we won't be able to come back.
Right. Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. And it did not make it.
Oh, shit.
Good catch.
Imagine how bad it would be if something like that happened and you caught them after they'd gone down a while.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I guess we just have to keep going down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did the Abyss just swallow this?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, even if people do... Ooh.
OP time!
Yeah, OP, let's go!
OP time! Whoa. Okay. That's what the meeting of Riko will be with, Okay. Oh, it's like a fossilized hand of an ancient being. Whoa, okay.
Mobile Suit Reg.
Yeah, but also the beings down here are beyond human, meaning they've been altered by the Abyss in the same way that Nanachi has.
Okay, all right.
意識の流れが集まってきてやがる。母ちゃんの封書に案内はねえの？ないよ。ほとんど食べ物のことばかり。冒険は自分の足で切り開けってか。レグ、怪我の具合どうだ？後ろ頼めるか？問題ない。任せろ。
I like getting a walking order here.
人が決して帰ることを許さない。絶海。
Whoa. Whoa! That's a mythic Pokemon!
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Arrgh. Food! Food! These might be the babies.
Yeah.
They seem a bit baked.
What's that? Oh shit, is that fire?
Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside!
Is this the geothermal vents?
Yep.
Just a little lava zit? Some kind of acid?
Yeah. Ha ha!
Fuck.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
run. Okay.
No wonder it's so hot. Yes, they looked pretty, but oh my
maybe be
God.
a little bit scared.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I mean, they're probably heat resistant.
Yeah. You know, the book specifically said freshly laid eggs.
Yeah.
Maybe these ones aren't safe to eat. Oh, it's like a larva.
Yep, testing for poison.
Oh. Oh, to like be a breading for them?
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. Oh god! Oh god! No!
And the creatures are like super heat resistant.
Right, so boiling them doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I
Frying
suppose
them
though,
wouldn't
if you
matter
eat them with
either.
a spoon, you can like cut them up as before you eat them, so that way it kills it and stops moving.
I think they did kind of chop them up a bit. They taste so good.
Yeah.
Fried food. Nice combo. Fried abyss meat. Yeah. Yeah. The people we left behind.
Right. The people you're never gonna see again.
Yeah. Not like it'll get through the water.
Right. And you can't even... Unless you could make something that's waterproof so that way it'll float up through the water.
Well, I mean, if they put it into the submersible, maybe it can make it go up there.
Right, but they can't go back up to the submersible at this
Right,
point.
but then the people in the next layer will probably pass it along, you know? Hey!
That's cute.
I love the little bunny in the bottom right of like a signature.
That's fair.
I guess they don't want to... Yeah. Well, that one did, yeah.
If the oil is coating the case, then it should at least resist the water, but I don't know about the balloon. Also, wouldn't the water pressure, since the water's floating, wouldn't it push it back out to the bottom?
Well, humongous mosquitoes just grabbed it. Daijoubu.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's a time where they're not flying out there and you could do it at nighttime. Oh! All right.
Oh, yeah, that looks a lot like Mitzi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, someone else added to the drawing.
Oh, it's like a go away.
That or a stick figure of someone else.
Mania! Oh, Mania! Oh, no, Prushka!
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, trying to identify what it is. It's not blood. Oh.
Like Iron Gall ink, maybe?
Yeah. I love this music. At least they didn't take Mania. I was worried for a second.
Here's an interesting question, though. Are they on a different elevation from them, where they are? Because if they were, that means they were able to go up to where they were or down to where they were. And
well,
then back
I would
up
assume that a lot of the people here who would be, like, altered in some way would be not necessarily affected by the abyss as strongly.
Like if they had already been mittied or something, then it's
they're immune or they're resistant, you know?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, is it just gonna shit itself?
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, wait. Hair.
Are these like storage containers for things?
Oh, they're like studying them or what have you. Oh.
Okay.
Like a city.
Because one of the other things that I'm kind of curious about is if the way the buildings are built has elevation to them.
Oh, could this be the mech thing in the
yeah, maybe. Okay.
God, I love all the architecture showing that there's like whole cultures and buildings and stuff here that are just ancient and gone, dead, and whoa. We're gonna have an elevation issue here. The same symbol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Upside down person. Yeah. Ugh. Still being followed.
Shit.
Oh, it's immune.
Interesting.
They'd be able to go up
a
and
safe
down.
Zone? Yeah.
Yeah. Ha! So this is similar to what
the elevator
was. Yeah. Yeah, it could be the old
civilization.
Well, no, an old creature that's died. It's just its husk here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a lot of people here. Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mitties, yeah.
Yep. The big robot. I love the design.
Yeah. Uh-huh. The old language.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
okay.
There we go. The white whistle, yeah, Prushka, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh. Okay, we'll take you to it. Okay. Maybe they're even potentially reviving like Prushka. Like they're doing the stone. Like,
yeah, I'm curious what they mean by that.
Okay, this is exciting, though. This is exciting. Because they don't seem hostile.
No.
They're just like, oh, cave raiders. Yes, welcome. Come here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really exciting.
Exciting.
We're in a village of beings that are very similar to Mitty, except that Mitty might have been one that was more tortured and capable of speech, and the one that was done in a much more dramatic and forceful way, rather than probably what these are, which is just people that have just lived here for a very long time.
That's true.
And it's not necessarily like a forced, fast change. It's a slow, gradual change of lots of little movements up, you know?
Well, and also because one of the things we do need to remember about the situation with Mitty is that she got a lot of Nanachi's curse effects, right? And so there's a very decent possibility that these people here are maybe more of like the garden variety traditional, you know, unmucked about by a Bondrude kind of situation of if you go up the abyss from the up from the abyss from here.
Right. And it's not necessarily even going up all the way through the
just like
the fifth layer. It could just be
enough to have it
going up and down a bunch in this area over the course of time. And then one of the things that's really interesting about that is that these beings all could be members of our little,
they could be,
you know, prequel group. Any one of them could be. While we do have in the OP very much kind of like a light spoiler in that I think their name was Voiko. Yes, that Voiko is going to interact with the gang at some point. They're going to end up being with them and stuff. The red and white hair split one.
Right, but is that going to? Oh, right.
We show them multiple times in the OP, hanging out with the main cast. And stuff.
Gotcha.
So they somehow made it through all this, which is very interesting considering that we thought that was a long time ago.
And I believe it was, but there's probably going to be some fuckery and shenanigans that basically makes it so that she survives this whole time.
Yeah, we shall see.
We will see.
Yeah, the OP was amazing though. We got ourselves a nice, fun display of what the. Oh wait, maybe they actually weren't there. I'm looking through the OP there, and the parts that I thought that was them was actually just flipping and kind of showing how they had their own trio of sorts.
Right, the parallel between the characters is very strong.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe no. Yeah, it's just we see Riko with all the people of the town, village here. Yeah,
and exactly. One of the things that I want to point out is that we only saw one pseudo like society within the abyss, and that was a long time ago. For something like this, not a lot of people I can imagine would actually get down this far, right? Because once you get this far, you can't go back. You know, you need a white whistle to get past the water and things like that, right? So these people could have been here for a very long time. 2, Mitzi was kind of almost indestructible. So I wouldn't be surprised if when you get transformed into a creature like this, you might live for a very long time.
Yes. Yes, I was going to say that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
agree.
It doesn't have to be the other characters, but I'd say there's a very strong likelihood of it, and there's a lot that can be done if it is those characters.
I found the part in the OP that I was talking about. It's the very beginning when you see Voiko hooked up to all those tubes and stuff. And then they cut to almost like Riko is looking at her. Now, technically, it's a different frame.
So it could theoretically be something else.
It could be something else, but I think that's being established that if any of them are going to interact with our main characters, it's going to be Voiko, but we'll see.
Yep.
But yes. So there's some kind of things that could have kept any number of them alive over a long period of time. Something like the Curse of the Abyss affecting them in such a way that they then adapt to the Abyss and are thus unaffected by it, but also then don't age. There's a lot of cool things that can be gotten to with that. I also like that this Majikaja is not necessarily one we've seen the true form of. This is just a mech that they've built around them that they maybe pilot. And that's also very interesting in that the mystery as to who they are is, still up there, up in the air. But one of them, the one with the three red eyes and the black form, came and stole probably their white whistle.
Right, Prushka.
But did not go into the area.
Right. And
so maybe they're an outcast of some kind.
I could see that happening. And this is...
which then wouldn't mean that they were the one that stole the whistle, because they said, oh, that's being handled by somebody. Like someone is doing that. Which means
that's a good point.
Which means that they probably didn't do that.
But, okay, so here's my thoughts. Now, we don't have a ton of information on this whole situation, but given what we know so far. So, Mitya is not a regular transformation from the Abyss, right? It's sort of a double-dipped...
Mitya?
Or, God damn it.
Mitty?
Mitty.
Yeah.
Is a double-dipped transformation, basically, right?
Correct, yes.
So this other one, the one that seemed like it could be the outcast, also was the one that looked the most like Mitty.
True.
Right? The other ones looked similar, but not that similar, right?
Yeah.
So that could be potentially the reason why they're outcasts. Something like that happened, and so, there you go.
Yeah.
2, one of the other things that I think is interesting is that if these creatures all seem to be people that were affected by the curse of the Abyss and caused them to transform...
Clearly, yeah.
Why do they necessarily need to have this space be a place where the force field of the Abyss is not present?
I think there's a couple things. Okay. One is that creatures and beings of the Abyss might also just not be able to go in. They just literally don't like going in there.
Okay.
They just see that and they go, and they turn away.
All right, I like that.
Second reason is that while they might have transformed over the course of a long period of time, they are probably still transforming. There are probably age differences where there are those that have had the most exposure versus the least exposure. And so I would guess that there's probably some in there that are closer to Mitty than others. Okay, and one of the things that would mean is that while you're in here, you can safely go up and down and you're fine. You're not going to continually get worse. So it makes there be a reason for the community to stick together.
Ooh, and then maybe the reason then that the one that was out on the outs and might be like, like an outcast from the society looks the most like Mitty is
they're not
because
protected.
They're not protected by it, which is really fucked if you think about it.
Like it might be something as simple as just you did something wrong, the community has voted you out, and that could just be what it is. Yep. So it's we don't want to hurt you or kill you, but no, you brought harm to the community, we push you out. It could be literally that simple too.
Well, and also given that we have it established that there is because we've been in situations before, I believe, where the curse of the Abyss was not immediately present.
Well, that was Nanachi's place.
Right. Yeah. But having that be a thing here, I think is very important, because if you're going to have buildings with any kind of familiar architecture,
or Z-axis,
right, or Z-axis, it doesn't really make sense for them to exist, because you wouldn't. How would you even build them, right? Much less use them.
I have some thoughts about that. They focus so much on the architecture of this episode. I have some very interesting thoughts about that.
Because it's one of those things where I'm not sure how much of it is going to be is intentional versus potential, versus part of the mystery and atmosphere of the situation. But 2, how much of it is going to be commented on by the characters, because that's how we can tell if it's actually going to be relevant. Yep. The fact that they were talking about someone snuck in here and all this stuff, and then they went somewhere that was down.
Right.
That means that they were waiting. That means that either they were waiting from up above, went and got the thing and kept going down, which, okay, sure, but also maybe a little odd, or they, traversed elevation, and that wasn't a problem for them.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's
and they didn't comment on that, and I thought that was odd.
No, they did comment on it.
Oh, they did?
They did. These buildings were swallowed. They're not from this area. Okay. They're from up there.
I think...
Which means the Abyss has been slowly but surely cycling down.
Oh, yeah. Who's to say that Orth was the first village?
No, of course it's not. Well, Orth... We just had the prequel group.
No,
go in there, and Orth wasn't there.
No, well, right, but prequel before, So
no, of course. So then Orth, by definition, wouldn't probably be. Oh, I get what you're saying. So, I get what you're saying.
There's people in huts and trees and all that stuff.
Right.
Sure, that's one thing, right?
Right.
But if there was
you're
something
about civilization,
if there was something before that,
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that between that and this. At some point, those buildings were built. Right. Or, even more likely, I would say, is that the Abyss is ancient, right? Don't even try to question how old that is. But there were people above the Abyss when the prequel group came in. meaning that those people are the remnants, at the very least, of some civilization or a civilization.
Sure.
Just because they're not necessarily advanced doesn't mean that there wasn't one before them that died out, all ended up falling into the abyss and are gone now. Who knows where they are? And maybe their children and the remaining ones are the ones that are left up there.
One of the other things that this makes me kind of curious of, right? Okay, the abyss, who knows how long it's been here. But what if it ended up being a situation where the abyss wasn't actually the thing that was special? There was something else that made the abyss, right? And it's the great old one, it's the thing or whatever that's consuming things, and it leaves behind the abyss as sort of just the natural byproduct of it doing its thing, of it eating and sinking down cities.
It hid out in the center of the planet specifically to avoid, dealing with all the issues of it being like, it doesn't like sunlight or whatever. Yeah. But the civilization angle, the reason why those buildings are there is because they are from higher layers of the abyss that have over the course of thousands of years just slowly, eroded and fallen away into the smallest layer, or the deepest layer. Right. Pretty straightforward explanation, because she did bring up that there was like these must have been just swallowed by the abyss, basically. Which I think did? Yeah, Riko did, which is essentially yes, these are not built in here. Yeah. They were built at a higher layer.
Yep, and then there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But having them doing the whistle, doing that.
Yeah, there were some things that were very particular word choices. And theoretically, that could be just that they're not too great at the language, So,
I think that's what it is, yeah.
I think that's definitely a part of it. But what was the thing that, doing the whistle, that's still very, particular.
Oh, it could be just they don't have a word for, blowing the whistle, or, casting a spell on the whistle.
Right.
They're like, well, we have a word for it, but using isn't correct, and, we can't just say our language word. So this being is smart enough in some ways to be like, so I don't have a word for what they're doing for the whistle right now. But doing involves actively handling the whistle. So that's what I'm going to say.
Well, and
come over here. And then the fact that he was like,
they're being very helpful.
They were like, and come over here. Well, we'll show you what that means. And then awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I'm not nearly as worried about the civilization as I was expecting to be worried about a civilization that they would find in a deeper layer of the abyss.
I'm with you as well. I feel like the initial worry was because of how they treated them on first contact, which is stealing a thing, not communicating and stuff. It's possible also that whoever took Prushka can't actually speak as well as Majikaja can.
Sure. That's totally a possibility.
It's just the instance where Majikaja is one of the leaders and thus is like, I will speak for the people. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Oh, you're cave raiders. Okay, gotcha. But yes, we could have everything go, to fucked up land very quickly.
Right, because we know that that's probably going to happen, given that that's the kind of show this is. But the question is how long will it take to get there?
Or will it be a thing that doesn't necessarily come from the village and stuff?
Exactly.
It just comes from the existence of the fact that, well, we're in the 6th layer. Y'all are here, and maybe you brought some problems with you. Maybe the one that's following them is actually an enemy, and
Or just, what do they need the white whistle for? Because we had an example just recently of what a white whistle can help you with, right?
Yeah.
But if they have something where they're like, oh shit, we have not had a white whistle, probably because the white whistles that come through are badasses and they wouldn't be able to take it.
Or they just end up continuing on.
That too, absolutely.
At least one went through here and didn't stay.
Yep. But given that, what's the deal? What's the situation? They're a civilization, so I don't think it would have anything to do with continuing down further.
True.
I mean, maybe it could, but yeah.
Yeah. It also just makes you kind of think, this is really terrifying, but just the idea that Riko has been through here in the cube, right?
Yep.
But also the idea that, this tastes like something I've had before.
Right.
Now, that could have been a fried chicken joke. It literally could have just been a joke of food up there. There was fried food and
Right,
stuff.
right. They did a thing on the whatever,
Tastes like chicken,
Yeah, the orphanage did something on one of its special days, that she mentioned. But it's like...
But it's also like this, wait a minute, the prequel group had a ship that they found that was very clearly, there was some Abyss shenanigans that had happened there. So it's wait a minute, does reaching the bottom of the Abyss potentially get you out? And it's how does
Would you like to try New Game Plus?
Right. Is there a possibility that Riko's, throw off comment that could have been just a joke was something, to be taken seriously? Well, we'll have to see.
Know.
But very atmospheric, very beautiful episode,
yes,
giving us a
gorgeous.
nice look at all the creatures. I feel like we're in that kind of opening part of a new zone in a video game where we're now getting to see the flora, fauna, update our bestiary, our journal entries and stuff, and load the lore in there and figure out how to survive
and get the adorable connections with just friendly people, so that way you have new ammunition of things to make suffer.
Yep. Or to hurt the main characters and cause them to suffer.
Yep.
But yeah, I will say the language also being consistent with the language of the beings in the prequel group's village up at the
that is
top
very
in
curious.
the first episode is very odd.
It might just be that it's
This is the Abyss language.
Sure.
But Nanachi doesn't know it.
Right.
That's not a thing that Bondrewd taught her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nanachi knows a lot of things, but I like that we're hitting that point where Nanachi doesn't have I'm proficient in that. I know that.
She's
kind
out of
stuff.
her own element. Even though she can help them navigating the Abyss,
Right. I liked that there were those very clear moments in this episode where each person had their role to play and they were valuable. But specifically the one who had kind of been the MVP in more recent episodes and the movie was kind of like, okay, now I am our recon. I can hear things the best. I can sense the flow of the force field. But even then, Reg also heard the being speaking. And that little so or whatever.
Right, and it didn't seem to be talking loudly.
No. But I think that's because they were in a big open area and it's
sure. So they hear something.
You can hear a pin drop,
Yeah.
So it echoes out. And also they have
like
super senses like those two specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nanachi does have bunny
Riko
ears.
can't hear that,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But all right.
Okay.
All right. Very, very intriguing. And y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.